It started like any other Friday. I had just wrapped up a grueling week at work and felt an urge I hadn't felt in a while to do something sweet, spontaneous. I wanted to surprise my wife Rachel by picking her up from her office. We had been distant lately, like two strangers orbiting each other out of habit, and I thought maybe a dinner date, the kind we used to enjoy, could be the bridge back to each other. I got to her building early and parked across the street. I had flowers in my hand and a hopeful smile already curling on my lips. I imagined her surprised face, maybe a laugh, a kiss, and plans for the night to follow. But what I saw through the lobby windows turned that hope into ice. Rachel wasn't alone. She stood in the middle of the lobby. Her boss, Mark, someone I had met at several company events, standing far too close, his hands around her waist. They weren't discussing reports or meetings. They were laughing, their bodies leaning into one another like lovers. And then, without hesitation or shame, she kissed him, right there, in front of me. She didn't even glance toward the street. I sat frozen, flowers wilting in my grip. My brain refused to process what my eyes saw. For a moment, I told myself, asterisk, maybe it's not what it looks like. Asterisk, but it was. They walked out together, hand in hand, and got into his car. I didn't move. I couldn't. Something inside me cracked wide open. My heart had been broken in silence, without warning, without mercy. I didn't go home right away. I drove aimlessly for hours, no destination, just a desperate need to escape the suffocating truth. When I finally walked to the front door, the house was quiet. Rachel still wasn't home. She came in around midnight. Her lie was so simple. Asterisk, sorry, work dinner ran late. Asterisk, I nodded, silent, and went to bed. That night, I stared at the ceiling, haunted by memories. The years I'd given her, the moments we'd shared, all the times she looked me in the eye and said, asterisk, I love you. Asterisk. The next morning, I didn't confront her. I made breakfast. I acted normal. But inside, I started planning. Not out of pride or rage, but because I needed to reclaim the power she had stolen the moment she kissed that man in front of me. I started gathering everything, quietly, methodically. Bank statements, emails, location history. Turns out, Rachel wasn't even good at hiding it. The affair had been going on for months. They had taken trips together, charged hotel rooms to her company card. There were messages where they laughed about me, like I was some clueless obstacle. It was humiliating, but I never let her know I knew. Not yet. I went to a lawyer. Thankfully, we had no children. I made copies of everything, left no trace. The lawyer told me I had enough to file for divorce on grounds of infidelity and walk away with a favorable settlement. Still, that wasn't enough. I didn't want closure. I wanted revenge. Rachel had been bragging for weeks about an upcoming promotion. She was proud of it. So I emailed her company's HR department, anonymously. I attached the receipts, the trip records, and security footage I'd purchased from the building manager. Footage of her kissing her boss in the lobby. Sleeping with your superior while on company-funded business trips wasn't just morally wrong. It was a violation of company policy. The fallout was swift. Mark was fired. Rachel was suspended pending investigation. She came home crying, confused, thinking it was all just a mistake. I pretended to comfort her. She still didn't know it was me. I told her everything would be fine. I held her while she wept. That night, I slept like a baby. A few days later, I served her divorce papers. She collapsed. She begged, screamed, cried. She said it was a mistake, that she didn't mean to fall for him, that I was the one she truly loved. But I'd heard enough lies. I didn't raise my voice. I looked her in the eye and said, asterisk, I know everything. I saw you that night. Asterisk. Her face went white. She didn't speak. 2 weeks later, she moved out. I kept the house, most of the savings, and peace of mind. Her reputation at work was in ruins. Even her friends, once loyal and loud, began to fade when they learned the truth. I never told them the full story. I let her actions speak for themselves. Months passed. Slowly, steadily, I began to heal. I've started dating again, traveled a bit, met new people. But more importantly, I found myself again, the version of me who doesn't accept being disrespected, the one who values honesty over hollow promises and loyalty over empty gestures. People ask if I regret it, if I miss her. The answer is simple. I don't. Love can be beautiful, but revenge, when it's clean, silent, and precise, can be far more satisfying.